Hi, I'm Rob from B&H, and in this video we're checking out the Wavedrum and the Wavedrum Mini percussion synthesizers from Korg. If you've ever thought to yourself, I sure wish I had an electronic drum pad that gave me access to a host of amazing drum sounds and responded in a very musical way to my playing nuances, then you're in luck, because these two models deliver exactly that. Both of these Wavedrum models bring a world of great sounding and unusual percussion to your fingertips, and unlike some of the actual instruments they model, it doesn't take years of practice and technique to play them. Let's take a look and a listen. First, we're going to check out the Wavedrum Mini, the newer, more affordable Wavedrum that's been streamlined for maximum portability. The Mini can be powered by either the included AC adapter or will run for 4 hours on 6 AA batteries. And while it's small and portable, it does have a little weight, about 2.2 pounds without the batteries. That weight is just about right. It's easy to carry around, but it stays in place on your tabletop when you play it. The Mini has a built-in speaker, or you can use the 1/8" headphone jack or the 1/4" output if you want to plug into a mixer or PA. The velocity-sensitive pad on the Wavedrum Mini feels great. The action is excellent. It's very responsive to the pressure of your touch. Playing the pad harder not only gives you a louder sound, but the sounds are also programmed to alter their pitches and timbres to your playing. So for example, this sound, called breath drum here, is actually 2 tones at once. The higher breathy noise gets higher in pitch the harder I hit the pad, while at the same time the lower drum tone gets louder, giving the sound more bottom end. Also, playing at the edges of the pad gives me less of the full drum sound than I get when I hit the pad in the center, just like what I'd get with many acoustic drums. A bit less subtle is the Club Kit program. Here the pad triggers 3 different sounds depending on your velocities. Playing lightly gives you a hi-hat, a little harder and you get the kick drum, and at the highest velocities you get the snare drum. And all 3 sounds are really beefy, solid electro sounds. One of the neat things about the Wavedrums is that it brings you these neat ethnic and electronic percussion options. Want congas? Bongos? A water drum? Tablas? A space triangle? Industrial sounds? All that is in here and a lot more. There are 100 sounds to choose from. The pad is terrific, but the Wavedrum Mini has another little trick up its sleeve, and that is this little sensor clip which converts the surface that it's clipped to into an additional playing surface. Clip it to your desk, tabletop, shoe, whatever. The character of the surface affects the response you get from the Wavedrum Mini, so experiment with different surfaces and hear what happens. You can have the clip playing one sound and the pad playing another, so you can have 2 completely different sounds playable at the same time. The Wavedrum Mini also has some built-in effects to sweeten the sounds. There are 2 effects banks with 9 different effects types to choose from, including reverb, delay, pitch shifting, filters, and more. The effects can be edited as well, so if you want longer delays or reverbs, or you want to alter the speed of the phasers and flangers, it's no problem. If you'd like to have a little groove to play along to, the Wavedrum Mini provides you with 100 different patterns to choose from, covering a number of different styles, including pop, dance, hip-hop, and various world music styles. While you can't change the speed of the patterns, there's a built-in overdubbing function that allows you to play your own patterns on top of them. Overdub one sound, switch to another sound, and keep on creating patterns. You can create your own patterns from scratch using the looper function. Start with one sound and keep adding percussion parts until you've got a whole groove going. So that's an overview of the Mini. Let's take a look at the larger model, simply called the Wavedrum. This model is a bit bigger than the Mini and doesn't have a built-in speaker or offer the option of battery power. There's still a headphone jack, and instead of the one mono 1/4" output we saw in the Mini, the Wavedrum gives us 2 outs for full stereo sound. The pad itself is very nicely designed. The stretched skin over the head gives it the feel of a traditional acoustic drum. A drum key is included to adjust the tension of the skin, and even the rim of the pad is playable. The Wavedrum features 4 program slots that can be loaded with different sounds, allowing you to quickly change programs during a live performance. There are 100 different sound programs to choose from, and most of the programs actually consist of 2 different samples, one triggered by the head and the other triggered by the rim. Each sound has numerous parameters that can be edited, allowing you to customize the sounds and save them in one of the 100 user programs. Korg created the sounds using samples and various synthesis methods, and then processes them through algorithms to create unique percussion sounds. So you can start with a fairly straightforward drum sound, like a hand clap for instance, and change its algorithm to a coda, for example, for a hybrid clap-coda creation. There are a lot of parameters in the Wavedrum to work with, including tuning, decay times, and delay and reverb effects. You can also adjust the velocity and pressure curves to get just the right responses from the Wavedrum for your playing style. So you can have the drum sounds not only play louder when you strike the pad harder, the pitch and decay can respond to different velocities as well. And varying pressure on the drum head can yield some interesting pitch and tonal variations. If you'd like some accompaniment, you can play along with any of the 100 built-in patterns, although unlike the Mini, there's no looping or overdub functions on the larger Wavedrum like the Mini offers. It does offer an aux input, however, which means you can plug in a CD or MP3 player and jam along with your favorite tunes. Now, we've been looking at the standard silver edition, but Korg also offers the Wavedrum in a black limited edition if you prefer, and there's also a Wavedrum Oriental version that offers an assortment of Arabic percussion sounds. An accessory to consider is the STWD stand from Korg. Its pivoting mount is a perfect fit for the Wavedrum, and the tripod base folds up for traveling. And if you're traveling with the Wavedrum, you should probably pick up Korg's soft case, made of durable nylon, and it features an accessory compartment and a shoulder strap. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of what the Wavedrum and the Wavedrum Mini are all about. For portability and creating loops, the Wavedrum Mini is excellent, and the sensory clip turns just about any surface into a drum pad. The Wavedrum, on the other hand, gives you a larger, more professional feeling pad and more control over editing and sculpting the sounds, allowing you to create some truly unique and unheard of percussion programs. Both units feature an array of top quality percussion sounds and are a lot of fun to play. I'm Rob from B&H. Thanks for watching.
For more information, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. You can also connect with us on the web.